Hey everyone, it is Friday, the 28th of July. I've got 1 month until I turn 50, and it's hitting pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's just a number, but it's a pretty big number. So anyway, I can't say that I'm not middle aged now. That would just be a flat out lie. But anyway, just to let you know, I started kind of reading from a script. I'm not a huge fan of it, and I'm certainly never going to get ChatGPT or whatever to write these for me, but there's just a lot of stuff that needs to be covered, so if my eyes fluctuate down a little bit, you know what I'm doing. So I wanted to thank Adam Jones for your referral. I wish it could have worked out. Thank you so much for it, though, and please keep me in mind in the future. So quite a few things have happened. The Fed voted to raise interest rates again. Does that mean that rates are going to be bumping up significantly? Probably not. We're hoping as the fall stretches on, once we get down to 2% inflation, we're about 3 right now, which is 50% higher than what is ideal. Why 2% inflation is ideal, I'm really not sure. I would think that 0 would be really pretty great, but that's just what they say, so that's what they're really shooting for. And really the one bullet that they have in the gun at the Fed is interest rates. They have a couple things that they can manipulate, but that's really the big one. So that's what's keeping things the way they are. Interest rates are as high as they've been in the last 22 years, so I guess that would be 2001 that they were higher. And rates are still, they're not where they were in the early 2000s, because when I first got into real estate in 2003, I believe they're around 8 or 8.5%. So we're still a little bit below that, but not by a heck of a lot. Big news on July 14th, 2 weeks ago today, the Texas state legislature passed the largest property tax relief bill in the history of the state, which is just fantastic. Texas is actually the 7th highest property taxes in the United States. New Jersey and Illinois, big surprise, are the highest. So we're number 7. It's essentially 1.8% tax rate. This would be an $18 billion tax cut to homeowners. The state actually had a surplus of $32.7 billion last year, so they're still keeping plenty of money in their coffers. It's not like we have to worry about them going bankrupt, but it's great that they're finally passing that on to homeowners, because homeowners really pay the bulk of taxes. The big marquee feature of this is you are now the homestead exemption is now $100,000 instead of $40,000, which is, if you have a $5 million house, it's really not going to help you a lot. But if you have a $5 million house, it's a little bit, you're probably in a little bit of a different strata than somebody with a $250,000 house. So that person with a $250,000 would now be taxed if they were homesteaded at $150,000. So that's really significant. Seniors are going to have an additional benefit. I didn't read into that. I'm going to have to look a little bit further into that. And there's been a 20% appraisal cap on non-homestead properties, which is really great, because sometimes people would buy really affordable properties for rental purposes, and then their taxes would be quadrupled based on the value of what they paid for it. So they are from year to year actually after that. So that's gone away, which is really terrific. There are a lot of other things in this bill, and to be perfectly honest, I couldn't find any one news article that told everything, which is really kind of irritating. I kind of rely, we kind of rely on the news to tell us, everything that we can with these things. And I had to go back and forth to about 4 or 5 different news sources. The good thing is schools are not going to have their funds diminished whatsoever. There's what's called a hold harmless clause on schools, so they're still going to get all of their funding. They were trying to work a teacher's raise into this bill, and that didn't get included, but Governor Abbott said he's going to call a special session of Congress to address that, so teachers are going to get a well-deserved raise. That's about it. I want to thank everybody so far this year for all the business referrals and support that you've been able to give me. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your summer, and I will check in about a month.